Let's talk about the different types of data. There are two types of data that you need to know about. The first one is called discrete data, and the second one you need to know about is continuous data. We're going to look at each one in a bit more detail now. Let's start with discrete data. Discrete data takes only certain values. What does that mean? Well, let me give you an example. An example of discrete data are the number of people in a cinema. The reason why this is a form of discrete data is because you could have 5 people in the cinema, you could have 100 people in the cinema, you could even have 347 people in the cinema. But you couldn't have 40.5 people in a cinema. That's not allowed. You can't have that, obviously. The values this can take are only whole numbers. Therefore, it is discrete data. You couldn't have 1.5 people, you couldn't have 5.25 people. You could only have whole numbers of people. Another example of discrete data is shoe size. Because your shoe size, you could be size 10, you could be size 12, you could be size 7, but you couldn't be shoe size 4.25. That's not allowed. You can have 4.5, that's fine. You can have half shoe sizes, but you can't have quarter shoe sizes, or 4.2, or 7.6. So these are all discrete data forms. They can only take certain values. So that leaves continuous data. Unlike discrete data, this can take any value whatsoever. So an easy example is height. You could be 100 centimeters tall, you could be 150 centimeters tall, or you could even be 120.6 centimeters tall. That's fine. If you really want to go out there, you could be 139.864251 centimeters tall. That is also allowed. These are all allowed ways of showing your height. So we can see that height is continuous. It can be any value whatsoever. Another example, an easy one, is weight. Weight is continuous data. You can weigh 10 kilograms, you can weigh 12.5 kilograms, you could weigh 90.6 kilograms, you could weigh 155.987 kilograms. These are all continuous data because it can take any value whatsoever. In summary, there are two kinds of data. The first type is discrete data, which can take certain values only, such as the number of people in a shop or your shoe size. And the second type is continuous data, which can take any value. And an example, the easy ones are height and weight. You can be any height and you can be any weight. There's no limits. Next, we're going to talk about the bounds of each of these kinds of data.